fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our scenario is Highway of Blood. It was written by Alex Gillott and Ian Christensen, and it's from Critical Hit Publishing. It's available for download from Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is Ian Christensen, and this is episode 5. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Ian?
All right, so we left off, Richard, you were getting back into the Nova with John Thunder and driving back around to the Blood of the Lamb Pentecostal Church up on, I think it's Church Road was the name of the road.
Yep.
So, and it's like dawn, basically, around this time, a little after dawn. So the church is sitting atop a low rise near the center of town. It's faded wooden country church. Single narrow steeple reaches up into the cloudless sky, its metal roof covered with a patina of rust. The belfry shutters are closed and look as if they haven't been opened in 50 years. The front doors were once painted blue, but most of the paint has long since crumbled away, revealing only gray weathered pine beneath. There's a series of 4 tall windows which line each side of the church. They're stained glass depicting unidentifiable martyrs being executed in various gruesome ways. The front steps are in disrepair but still functional. The church itself is surrounded by a 3-foot high picket fence whose condition suggests it was built around the same time as the church, presumably the early 1800s. To the left of the church is an ancient cemetery with slate headstones and a single rustic mausoleum. As you're kind of looking, as you're driving around the church, around to the back, you can see primitive talismans hanging over the windows and the front door, which seem to be fashioned from bones and sinew.
Okay.
Oh, yes. You still there?
Yep. So it was John, right? That was the Native American's name?
Yeah, John Thunder. Sorry, I was lagging out for a second there.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, yeah. So, John, you think someone here can help us?
We have to talk to Billy. He's the only other man in this town that I trust.
Well, I really appreciate it, but where can we hide this car?
Here, around the back. So as you drive around back, you can see there is like a big kind of set of like scrub bushes and stuff there that you can pull the car up into to some degree. And there's bits of wood and stuff lying around. You can move stuff around to try to conceal the car. While you do that, John says, you conceal the car. I will go and let Billy know we're here.
Okay.
He might still be drunk.
Oh, okay.
And so he goes around to a door at the back and knocks on it while you're...
Yep, I will start concealing the car like you asked. No.
Okay.
I check on Mary. How's she doing?
Let's see. She's still breathing shallowly. She's pretty much just totally passed out now. She's really weak.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Once I get the car sufficiently hidden away, I'm going to just kind of lean up against it because I want to respect what John asked me to do, but let him go in first.
Yeah, so the door opens and the old man standing there, well, not as old as John perhaps, wild gray hair, rings his head like a halo, his dark watery eyes. He's wearing black pants, a short sleeved black shirt. He's, his clerical collar is still on loosely. He's not wearing any shoes. Kind of hard to gauge his age, but you saw him in the bar. I think your first day here. So
yeah,
well, that was just yesterday.
Yeah,
he's probably somewhere between 60 and 70 years of age, you'd reckon. You hear him talking lowly with John, and then he gestures. He says, "Well, come on in quickly."
Okay.
And John walks in, You come into, basically it's a small apartment at the back of the church.
Yeah.
That you come into. You
All
can
right.
see a double barrel shotgun leaning up against a television set.
Nice. And I brought my rifle and machete, and I carried Marianne with me. She don't need to sit out in the heat.
Okay, you lug her up, carry her in. Okay.
Yeah.
And at this, the Reverend looks shocked. He's what happened to her?
He's like, I go, well, I found her up in the up there with that crazy group up there. The Reverend was cutting her up, like grinding her up for sausage.
What?
Yeah, or Dr. Brenner, sorry. The doctor was grinding her up for sausage. And I got her out of there, but I can't seem to staunch the bleeding.
Jesus, John, you were right. You said you were in trouble and you needed help, but I don't think I can provide the kind of help that she needs. He starts to kind of pray.
Yeah. Do I recognize what denomination he is?
Yeah, it's Pentecostal.
Yeah, okay, he's Pentecostal. All right. Well, any help you can provide is appreciated. I mean, said I kind of whispered to him. I was like, I don't think she's going to make it, but at least we gave her a shot.
So this is Austin's doing? This happened at the compound, you said?
Yeah, it did. It did. I didn't. I just saw the Reverend Austin briefly as I was fleeing. So, but I imagine he had to be in on it because he sent his men after us as we fled. Like I said, Dr. Brenner was the one that was doing the actual butchery.
Dr. Brenner. Never
Yeah.
would have thought he'd be involved in something like that.
Well, he won't be again. I had to take him out to get out of there.
I see. And
I mentioned
John
to him
Thunder pulls out that book again
that
he had with him. And he'll sit down. Let me find the bit here I need.
Also mentioned that they grabbed the bartender this morning.
Why?
I don't know. I ran into John outside his shop, and they were grabbing the bartender while at that moment. Seemed like they're roughing him up, but there was too many for me to even be of help.
I see. That book, John? And John says, yes. He says, maybe it's important. Maybe you will know what it is. He says, how long ago was it here? Over a year ago, a young girl came running into my shop. She had this book with her, looked half mad. She shoved the book into my hands and said, save them, and then fled the shop, running out into the night. Can't make much sense of it, any sense of it, and Billy hasn't been able to notice much either.
Did you ever see her again, or had you ever seen her before?
No, she was not local. There aren't very many women around here.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Why? What was the book? Was it like a published book or?
You gonna look at it?
Yeah.
It's I mean, he's basically handing it to you.
Oh yeah.
It's the cover is the first thing that strikes you out. It seems to be made of some kind of black snake skin.
Okay.
And it has silver lettering on the cover that reads De Vermis Mysterious.
Yeah, I don't recognize that. And I open it up and assume
It's in Latin.
yeah. No, I don't speak Latin, so I was like, huh. It's like, I wonder what she was doing with this. I mean, I have no idea. I just close it. What she mean?
Give me a power check, please.
Okay. Ugh. Regular.
A regular?
Yep.
Is it a successful power roll? Yes. You hear a serpent-like female voice in your head that says, I see you.
What the? Did anyone else hear that? John? John? No.
No, but I've heard it before.
What in the hell?
It's the woman. She's a force of evil in this area. I encountered her when I was almost a child, a young man anyway. Once with a friend, we had been drinking. We encountered this woman out on the backbone. She was beautiful. And I don't know what came over us, but we began to fight over her immediately.
Really?
Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, my friend got the better of me, and the last thing I remember was picking myself up off the ground and seeing them walking away in the distance as she peered at me over her shoulder. Her eyes glistened in unnatural, almost a yellow glowing color as she did so, and I could have sworn she had a forked tongue.
Wow. I hope to not offend you, but had you been drinking at the time?
Copiously.
Oh.
But my friend was never seen again.
Yeah, well. I mean,
it was almost 70 years ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was man, that was a long time ago. Is where this occurred, I'm assuming it's somewhere around here, or I mean, if I'm hearing her now,
Not far from here, yes.
is it up near their compound?
Oh, no, it was the backbone out east of here. But
Okay.
before the before there was a compound there per se.
Right. I thought maybe that's where it happened, and that's why there's something out there in the water that makes people go crazy.
Well, if you think the water makes people crazy, you can blame all that on the uranium mines nearby, Billy says.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, that would definitely cause a problem. I mean, but this, I can't imagine it make people into cannibals like this. Like, have you ever? Mary was talking about a red house. Do you have any idea what she could have been talking about? Said her friends were taking.
They both shake their head. No. Billy says, no, I've never heard of anything like that around here.
Yeah, she said had some friends in a red house.
What's your plan? Billy says. John tells me half the town's out looking for you.
It is. So my plan is to lay low, and they're going to be out looking around. Then I got to get out of here. I mean, I came with two friends, but I have no idea where to even start looking for them. There's no way I could go back to that compound, which is where I think they would be, but there's no way I could get in there by myself.
Where did you last see them?
I described the road where I last saw and where we killed Seth.
Right.
Yeah. And then they injected me with the horse tranquilizer, and I haven't seen him since.
If they were captured, you may never see them again.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I mean, poor Chris, he just started. Yeah, I was supposed to take care of him, but I mean, if I go back in there and I get grabbed again, no one's going to know about this, and we can't get in here and take care of these people. They've got to be stopped.
Why? Why would they do this? Why would they do something like this? And what are they doing with people? You said they ground her into sausage?
Yeah. Yeah, he had
God.
a meat grinder and everything, and he was keeping her alive even. Like, I mean, we don't even do that to cows. We kill them and then turn them into meat. I don't know what's wrong with him. But I got to hide out, and then I'm going to try and sneak out of here at night.
All right. And what if they come here?
They come here. I mean, I don't know. Do you have a storm shelter or something that they don't know of?
Not a storm shelter, but I might be able to hide you in the the church has a cellar. They might not notice it.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be probably our best shot. I mean, I've got a vehicle, but they took care of my vehicle I brought here, which was a lot better than the one I currently have.
That's ironic. None of those bastards have put in this place in 10 years.
That would be ironic.
Well, I guess we better get you and her down there. And he looks over at her. He says, "Is she?" And if you look, she's no longer breathing.
Okay. Well, I say my Hail Mary over her, and I go, well, like I said, I didn't think.
Do you know who she was?
No, she's just some girl I woke up next to. She said she came out here with a Robert and a Jimmy. I assume they were friends, but yeah, Mary Ellen was her name. That's all I know.
Well, the situation's desperate. Say a quick prayer, but we'll have to put her down in the cellar with you for now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. You can't have her get found. That would make the situation a lot worse.
So I'll take you around to into the church, which connects via another door from this apartment. There's a direct connection to the church, so he can take you in there, and around to the right side of the altar if you're facing it.
Right.
There's an area where there's like a hatch door leads down to a small little cellar for just keeping whatever kind of goods you need.
Right. While we're going, I'm going to ask him.
Storage.
I'll ask him about the little totems that we saw on the church windows and stuff.
John makes those. He says they can. They should be able to protect me from the sight of the snake woman of the desert or whatever. John says, "Yes, well, make fun all you want, but I see you have them all still in place."
Well, John, if you say they work and you got one to spare, I could use any help out there.
That's what they look like.
Okay. Nice. look like a tree.
All right. All right. Yeah.
All right.
So, so they get her down into the cellar and you down into the cellar. Probably give you a kerosene lamp. There's actually kerosene down there anyway, so you know you can have some kind of source of light. So you're not just stuck in the dark with a corpse.
Yeah.
Or you're stuck in a dimly lit basement with a corpse, or a
That's
dimly lit
right.
cellar with a corpse. And it gives you one of those. What do they call them? One of those fetish things, you know, the
Right. Okay. If it's
a
on
talisman,
right. If it's on a thong,
just in case.
I'll put it around my neck or whatever. So.
All right. Back at the cave. Now, Dr. Quinn, Christopher Baines. The sun has risen. It's a little after dawn. You can, you know, you're inside the cave a little bit, but you can still feel the heat from outside starting to rise already. You might be thinking about maybe moving a little bit deeper into the cave, perhaps. Avoid the heat.
Possibly. I want. Now, can we assume that
Oh yes.
the desert goes like this, and then it starts to rise up, and then that's where the cave is with the hills or mountains behind it?
Yes.
So we can see
here.
from the mouth of the cave, if we stand there, we can see down into the valley if anybody is coming.
I do believe so, yes. I'll double check my map, but that sounds right to me. I just want to see which way it faces exactly. Okay, here's the caves. So yes, you're looking down. So to the left would be the old mining company lands, which would be east of your current location. West of your current location would be the homestead. You can't see the homestead from the mouth of the cave because the homestead's actually further north and the cave mouth faces south. But if you step out of the cave and look east, you can see west, you can see Abattoir in the distance. In fact, if you step out of the cave mouth and look around, then you'll be able to see the homestead as well. Yeah.
So I want to stay far enough inside the cave so that we're not in the sun, but I want to be able to see if anyone is coming.
You'll be able to see it. There is one long road that kind of leads up here from where the main, you know, roads all seem to gather, you know, in the backbone here. They're all dirt roads, like I said, but there's a road that heads south, and then kind of southeast. It winds around until it reaches down further south to where
I think also if there's any large rocks or things that we can use in our hand if we need to bash somebody in the head.
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of rocks around. You can pick up a rock.
Have something ready for that if we need it, because we don't really have any weapons, right? Yes.
Pocket knife.
You got a pocket knife. Yeah.
And a cup on a string.
You do see cars are out driving around, but none of them come anywhere really near this cave. None of them come up the road that leads up here. None of them even go very far down the road next to it that leads kind of somewhat in this direction. They don't seem to be coming out here as they're driving out around, kind of searching the desert, looking for signs of escapees. And you see about 3 cars out there, kind of in different areas around the desert. You see cars kind of, you're too far away. You wouldn't be able to see cars, but obviously you'd see occasionally traffic going. You'd occasionally see traffic going between the homestead and Abattoir as well.
So what do you think, Chris?
Can't go out wandering in this heat.
I'm sorry, you're really quiet.
I said we can't go wandering out in this heat, I wouldn't think.
No. I think we need to just stay here. We got to keep vigilant for something coming from the outside and from the inside. And maybe when it gets dark, we'll venture out.
But where are we going to go? Back to the town? We'd have to pass by the compound to do that, would we not?
No.
That's miles away.
Yeah.
Miles away, yeah.
Well, What was the moon like last night? Is it a full moon or is it just a partial moon? Or
I'm trying to remember now. I think we asked this question before, didn't we?
maybe we did.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question is what was the light like out in the desert at night? If there were no clouds and if there was a little moonlight, then we could sort of see. I'm just thinking we could sneak out of here at night, and even if we had to go back in that direction, if we could get back to Abattoir, we could get
Easy for
help,
you to
or
say.
we could get the hell out of here,
Mm-hmm. Certainly, unless we want to go deeper into the cave, I think it's our best bet.
I don't see any reason why we would want to go deeper into the cave
I know.
unless it gets really hot.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm thinking. Like for stay cool.
And if somebody
So-
comes, if somebody's coming towards the cave, we'll go deeper in there with our rocks in our hands and wait for them to come inside and bash their heads in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
we
moon
should
was
gather
full
up a
6
lot of
days
rocks.
ago.
Okay, so we've got a
Half
wane
moon.
and gibbous moon. We just have to watch out for night creatures like scorpions and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Give me listen rolls, both of you.
27. What is that?
22.
I did not
Success.
pass. I don't have really good hearing.
Okay,
I have
Chris,
a
you made
30,
it.
So that's a
So you hear something faint from within the cave. Sounds like children's voices, almost like saying something quickly back and forth, but in like a nonsensical language. It doesn't sound like English words to you. And they're getting louder. And they're getting louder rapidly. And now you can hear a sound underneath the sound of these voices chittering that sounds like footfalls.
we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go.
What?
This- Kids. The kids. There's kids coming up from the inside.
Then I got to go outside. Then I guess
Yeah. Is there a place to hide or something?
we go out
You
and
got all
go to
those
the
burnt out
side.
wrecks. You got all those burnt out wrecks out there. You could hide in amongst those.
We gotta find a big one and hide. Just find
All right.
someplace we can hide.
Hide on the other side of it.
Sure. One that used to be a van.
Those kids are fucking wild. We can get swarmed by those kids. We don't
So
know
you
how
guys-
many there are.
You guys rush out there into the early morning heat. What's the temperature today? I think it's going to get up to 113 degrees Fahrenheit today.
Oh wait, didn't I find an old tire iron? Yeah,
yeah,
I've
you
got
did.
an old. I've
Yeah,
got
you
an old
did.
Yeah, we
tire
had two
iron.
of them. We
Yeah.
had more than one.
Yeah, that's right. You were going to make a torch out of one of them.
That's
you were
right.
talking about, yeah. That's right. Good call. But anyway, you run out anyway and kind of duck behind this old burnt out van and watch. And you see 12 of these kids come out of the cave and beeline, ignoring the roads, whatever, just right across the desert out straight towards Abattoir. And as they start to move out away from the cave and are now out in the sun, they start to like disappear. It's like a camouflage. They start to kind of shimmer, and then they're hard to see, and then they fade in with the environment, and then occasionally they look like tumbleweeds, and then they have some kind of weird magical camouflage about them, which is going to require a sanity roll, by the way, for both of you, for having seen 12 of these things come out of the cave.
That's a
I
fail.
got a 12. I passed.
I didn't pass.
Okay. There we go.
I'm never gonna think of tumbleweeds the same way again.
Oops, that's not the one. Here it is. Sand loss. You failed, you said, Dr. Quinn, yeah?
I failed.
Okay, you lose 3 points of sanity. Chris, you passed? Or did you fail?
Yeah, I got a 12. 12 out of
So you don't lose any sanity.
9. I got a really good pass.
My God, they're like able to blend in with the environment. How would we even see they were there?
That's so freaky.
Now, do you think that was all of them? Can we go into the cave safely now? You think?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe we go see. Maybe they've got food or water or something.
Yeah. Hopefully water.
We could at least run in and run out and wait for them and hide in a car or something for when they come back if we had to.
Let's wait a minute, make sure there's not more of them coming out. But then, yeah, let's go in.
Like, do a good listen. Like, listen really intently in the cave.
Okay. Give me a listen roll.
Yeah, I would be doing the same thing.
27. That's a pass. I have a 30.
Yeah, you don't hear anything now. It's quiet.
I don't hear anything. It's quiet.
Well, let's keep our tire irons ready.
And a rock in the other hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm holding mine kind of like a sword. So I've got the nut side on one end, and I've got the pointy end on the other.
What about light sources?
Oh, yeah, we need something, don't we?
Don't have anything to light.
Do we have a lighter?
We do. I have a lighter.
You have a lighter. All right. I'm gonna tear strips off of my shirt and wad them up to make a kind of a torch. I don't know how long it's gonna last. We don't have an oil source.
All these wrecks.
Well, you think their oil is still good? Let's try it. That's gonna be noxious.
Like just unscrew it and I don't know. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, you might be able to whip up a couple of makeshift torches that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then you go into the cave. Now, the caves. Let me see here. Turn that in a little bit. There we go. I can see better. So yeah, it's pretty much sandstone all throughout, and this is natural, like a natural form cave. This is not a man-made cave at all that you're in here. Okay, so it's not like perfect. There's no right angles, anything of that sort. You know,
not a mine or anything.
Ceiling height varies anywhere from like 5 feet to 20, 30 feet at different points. Same with the width of the tunnels, etc. But for lack of expediency, unless something major changes, I'm just going to continue with the approximation of distance traveled. So as you walk in, the caves kind of continue in northeast anyway, for several hundred feet.
I was just to say, we want to look for signs to see if we can tell where the kids came from, because we're looking for where they were bivouacked in here.
Look for footprints.
Oh, okay. Give me track rolls.
Oh.
No.
Okay. I have a 25, and I got a 14.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you can see which way they came from. So as you follow up, you go up several hundred feet, and it starts to curve around a little bit more north. Goes up several hundred more feet before coming to a junction where you can go either left or right. The footprints come from the right.
Okay. I was going to say they used to have one of those big hedge mazes. And if you're in one of those, the best option is to always keep the wall on your right. And eventually you will work your way through the maze. So it'll always be, you'll do this, but you'll eventually come out. Yeah. So yeah, always choose the right.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Okay. So you go right. And the tunnel widens a bit. It gets pretty wide and, high ceiling here for a while. And continues on for several hundred feet again. Probably a couple of football field lengths at least. Before coming to another there's a tunnel which leads off to the left, or the main wider tunnel continues on kind of straight ahead, curving a little bit around to the right.
I'd say keep going forward then.
Yeah, let's keep going for now. We can come back to this.
To keep going forward. As you're going forward then.
It also gives you the advantage that if you want to go back out the way you came, you just put your hand on the left and then go the left all the way out.
Still quite wide and high ceilinged natural cavern here. When you come to kind of an open area where there is a tunnel leading off to the left, there is a tunnel leading off to the right, and then, of course, the main tunnel continuing on straight ahead that you're in.
To the right?
Do you want to
Sure.
go right?
Let's do
Okay.
that. Follow your rules.
Turn right. The tunnel's narrow and close in a bit on you again. Go around for a few hundred feet, and then starts to curve around to the left some more when you come to a junction, which then leads right or left.
Right.
You
Right.
Go right, go around about 100 feet and come into a large kind of eggplant-shaped room, cavern, if you will. I should say cavern because it's not at all constructed. And it's a dead end.
Okay. So
Nothing here. Nothing. No signs of habitation or anything.
No.
So we turn around, but we still keep our hand on the right so that
Go back and go the other way, which would now be right anyway. Okay.
Yep.
Goes down about 400 or 500 feet, narrowing all the way down until it's only like maybe a few feet wide and about a 5 foot high. You kind of crouch down. And then you come to a junction right or left.
right.
It widens, it opens up again, and you come to another big kind of dead end.
Okay.
Keep
let's go
following
back.
your rules.
Keep following.
Okay.
Now, when we get to the end of a tunnel that we know is a dead end going that way, we go back to the nearest junction, and we should do something to mark it so that we don't bother going down there again.
Something kids can't see in case they come in after us. We don't want them to.
You got a pocket knife, you can put a little scratch.
Yeah.
A little scratch on the
Limestone or
wall.
something.
Do an RNA
That
sock
makes
some
sense.
3.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now you're following this back.
The temperature in
a
here is
while.
cool, a lot cooler. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's that underground steady, what is it, 56 degrees Fahrenheit? or
56
something?
degrees. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's darn right chilly.
Yeah, I suppose so. As you're coming back around now here, you go on for several hundred feet more, and it starts to open up ahead of you into what looks like a big gallery, like just a big open area.
Like a long.
Ceiling height
long,
here is more than 80 feet. Stalagmites and stalactites stained dark red from iron deposits. The smell of sulfur is strong. And in here, now, when you reach this gallery, you can go left, which give me navigation rolls.
No.
I don't think I even have anything remotely.
Okay.
No, not at all. Nope.
So you can go left or right. Give me listen rolls, though.
Nope. Boy, I failed all these rolls.
I got a 29 out of 30. The kids
Okay.
are back from the grocery store.
You can hear the sound of scurrying and high-pitched squeaks, reminiscent of bats, coming from the left.
No, there could be bats. Bats are harmless.
You can't eat them. Well, you
But there
can.
may be large piles of guano on the ground, which you got to be careful because there are carnivorous bugs that you don't want to trip and fall and land in that. Stick to the right.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you turn to the right and go down about 700 feet. It does a quick kind of hard turn to the left and right zigzag kind of thing, but comes to a dead end.
Okay. Work our way back to the junction.
My gosh.
Okay. Coming back over to the gallery.
You're
It's
running
what
out of
you-
t-shirt by now.
Huh?
Well, it's the oil that's
Dr.
doing most
Dr.
of the
Quinn's-
burning.
Oh, right,
Mm.
right, true.
Yeah. So you get back to the gallery. Again, you hear all the loud squeaking and stuff.
What's that squeaking?
Can we
Trying to
pinpoint
hold
it?
the torch
it-
up to see if I see bats.
Don't
It's
disturb
just
them.
echoing all around this chamber. It's kind of hard to pinpoint it.
Okay. Well, let's just be careful. You should be able to see piles of guano on the ground if there's bats.
Here you got
Do we
combination of sandstone and limestone.
do we see any like piles of guano poop?
Give me a spot hidden roll.
We should smell it if it's like smells like ammonia. Oh, I got a 20. Yeah, that's better than half.
You do see some signs of poop, but it's not bat poop.
Oh,
Do you have a natural history or whatever natural world skill or?
10%. But I got biology.
No, give me a biology roll. That'll work.
Yeah, 15 out of 65. So that's almost.
This is more like rat poop. Rat
poop.
But it's
squeaking.
it's pretty large.
How?
And those things over there, kind of like towards the middle of the chamber, those look like burrows.
ROUSs? Shit.
Not donkeys.
We might have something bigger, like badgers or badgers in caves. Cave badgers? There's no such thing. Come on. But those do look like tunnels, and that does look like rat poop. But big rat poop.
We should be quiet. We don't want to have to deal with animals and little children with filed down teeth.
All right, let's just be quiet and cautious.
Keep walking forward.
Yeah.
And as you do so, swarms of these mutant rat things pile out of the burrows behind you. Some of these things are as high as 3 feet at the shoulder.
Oh, shit.
But they have no rear legs. They seem to just drag themselves around with their front legs. They also, like, as you thrust the torch kind of and look, they seem to have blind eyes like moles. And they're not very hairy either, like mangy or something. I don't know, but they're hideous. They're huge, and they're coming towards you aggressively.
Wave the torch like the smell
give me
of the
sanity
smoke
loss.
and stuff.
Or give me sanity loss. Give me sanity rolls.
Give me sanity loss. Is it a 7? Ooh, no, it's
93.
16. I'm good.
You're good? Okay, no sanity loss. How'd you do, Tom? Sorry.
I'm bad. I got a 93.
Okay. You see this swarm of giant rats, you lose a point of sanity. They're not very fast, though. You could outrun them pretty easily.
Let's go. They're pretty slow, Dr. Quinn. We should get the hell out of here.
But now they're behind us. Now they're forcing us deeper into the cave.
Well,
right?
You run away from them a little ways. I assume you're
right.
thinking this while you're still moving away from them. And you come up to a 4-way junction again, which you recognize having been here before. Last time you came here, you went down the tunnel, which is now on your left. You came from the tunnel ahead of you.
Well, let's take the next right-hand tunnel.
Yeah, which is the only one you haven't done yet.
Might as well keep exploring while we're being chased.
Yeah, the rats come after you for a little while, but they give up the chase pretty quickly. They can't keep up with you.
Okay. Holy crap. Do you think they're mutated because of uranium in the ground?
From what you see on TV shows and movies, that makes sense to me.
I've never seen such large rats.
Well, I haven't seen kids that could disappear walking through the desert either. This place is a freak show.
Yeah, I'm having a freak out moment. I thought are we hallucinating? Because, cannibals, I can understand cannibals. Cannibals are people that eat people. But disappearing children with filed down teeth and giant rat things, are we hallucinating? Oh, but how could we be hallucinating the same thing?
How do we know we're seeing the same thing?
I'm just hoping that we can find out. Maybe we'll come out on the other side of the mountain.
No, let's keep going. I hope there's no Balrogs in here.
Lord of the Rings. Hopefully there's not a little ferry bridge that's 1,000 feet above the ground over a chasm, because I ain't crossing that. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just keep on going. This time you
Keep
come
listening.
to another.
Pay attention. Pay attention behind this time in case those things come back behind us. Like
All right.
I'll look back.
Mm-hmm. This time it's a narrower passage, which goes on for close to 1,000 feet or so before it finally comes to a junction. You can turn right or left. Still all natural cave formations here.
Right.
So you go right, go down a few hundred feet. The descending limestone passage is clogged with stalagmites and stalactites. There is slightly warmer air rising up the passage and carrying with it a sickeningly sweet smell that catches in the back of the throat, leaving a bad taste. It opens into a large vaulted cave 150 feet across. The floor is covered with a thick layer of rotting plant matter and bones. In the center, there's a 30-foot depression lined with some kind of sand or powder. The remnants of 9 massive eggs lay scattered about the depression. Sprawled dead among the remains is the body of a massive serpent. Since much of it looks to have been eaten, the thickest point of its body is at least 2 feet in diameter.
What the hell is that? Do we need to do sanity rolls again?
Yes. You never encountered a giant snake before, have you?
No.
That's a 93. I failed.
All right. You lose 3 points of sanity.
I wouldn't have failed if I hadn't already lost some points, but now
you lost another point of sanity, Dr. Quinn.
All right.
You must be getting pretty close to your threshold, no?
How is this possible? There's not a jungle or anything out here.
Natural world, biology, anything like that?
Yeah. 1.
Oh, this snake would have to be at least 50 feet in length.
Yeah, so I can understand that living in a jungle where it's got ample monkeys and animals. Oh, it's eating the rats.
As you're kind of looking around this and you see the eggs, you figure the others in the nest probably fed on this one after it died.
So snake eggs hatched, and the snake babies might be around.
Looking at some of these bones, you see there's the remains of at least a dozen coyotes here, and probably about as many humans as well.
It's eating the kids, and it's eating the... Well, watch out. We got to... I made sure I got your rock to smash the thing in the head if it comes at you.
Well, I got my rock and my torch. Is this plant matter like decayed plant matter, like crushed? Like I get the bodies and the
or
bones,
mold.
But what is this plant matter you said?
That's rotting plant matter and bones.
Yeah, just
natural
rotting.
occurring. Yeah.
Oh, natural stuff. Okay. But it's inside the cave. Oh boy. We don't see any, like, I don't know what snake holes. I mean, I come from Texas. I'm sure I've seen snake holes before.
No, you don't see any snake holes. Although, if these things are 2 feet in diameter and 50 feet long, all these tunnels you're walking through could be snake holes.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wait, I'm from New Jersey. I don't know what.
I think we go back the other direction. Let's skip the snake tunnel.
Well, this is a dead end anyway. This is the end.
Oh.
So,
wait, do we just
a
little crossed my mind? Seeing all these bodies, is there like clothing and stuff, or is it just bones and stuff?
It's just bones. Yeah.
Okay. So there's no chance of any weapons or anything like that kicking around.
No.
Any more cloth remnants?
You might find some more cloth remnants, rags and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'll grab some of those to continue our torches.
Mm-hmm. Good call. Yeah, and if you want your crowbar free for use, you could probably take one of these leg bones and
Leg
fancy an approach
bones,
out of
yeah. I'll do something like that.
that. A big femur
Sure,
bone with
why
some
not?
cloth wrapped around it.
Something humorous. Okay.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay, back to you, Richard.
your lightheartedness in this situation is not appreciated.
The door down to the cellar opens up.
Okay. And how long had I been down there?
An hour maybe.
Okay. I probably would have tried to take it, at least close my eyes and tried to take a nap or something.
Mm-hmm.
Always sleep when you can.
Yeah, and so Billy thrusts his old head in the doorway, the trap door. Says, "Hey, something weird's going on. Maybe you better come up here."
Okay. I ascend up the steps. Go, what's up?
Well, 2 of them cars had just pulled up out here, and 6 rough boys climbed out of them and was walking up to the church. When all of a sudden they just all stopped, turned around, got back in their cars, and drove off.
Did they go round back where my car's stashed?
They didn't get that far. They pulled up front. John comes walking in through the front door of the church. Says, "The church bell is ringing at the compound. Looks like they're all going back there."
Oh, good. Good. Does that bell ring often?
Usually for services,
Okay.
I assume. No, not very often.
Okay. All right.
Definitely not very often on a Monday or Tuesday morning, whatever it is now.
Right. Tuesday. Okay. All right. Well, if they're all going back, I'm going to try and get out of your hair. I mean, you guys have taken a risk for me already. Like, do you got any?
Where are you gonna go?
Try and get back to the highway, or I'm going to take Mary with me. Her family deserves to at least get her body back. He's like, do you know of any way to get back there, back to the highway that's not through town? Or
No.
past that compound?
Let me double check my map again real quick here. There's only one way back, the way you came in, 385. That's the only way to the main highway that way. Otherwise, you have to go out past the compound. Yeah, you'd have to go well past the compound if you're going to try to. I mean, even then, you're driving out across the desert. You want to stock up, make sure you have full tank of gas, plenty of water, don't get lost.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're off-roading it.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how my vehicle is set up for cross-country.
Yeah, you've already
driving.
been out on those roads on the backbone. You know how bad they can be.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to ask Billy as I go, hey, you think you could draw on a map where you that girl was, where you saw that girl?
You mean to John?
Oh, to John. Oh, that was John that occurred to. Okay, yeah. To John, yeah, where you had saw that girl that went off with your friend?
Yeah, probably. It's been a long time though.
Yeah.
I don't know how close it can get you.
Well, I mean, anything to point us in the right direction, is because I heard her. I know I heard her. So there's something going on that doesn't seem to fit.
Okay. Yeah, he'll pull up a map and mark an area on there, east of the compound.
Okay. How far east?
A few miles, I think. A couple miles.
Okay. So somewhere that I could reasonably, because now that Mary's gone, I mean, I don't have quite as much pressure on me to, try and get her to someplace safe. So the investigative cop in me is starting to come back out.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about getting her to safety now. No.
Mm-hmm.
She did mention her boys out there somewhere, but
Yeah, she did, and a red house. I'm just wondering, maybe that was out there.
yeah, it's a couple miles east of the compound is where.
Okay. I might try and I thank him for that. Asking if they got any water or supplies I could get. I mean,
Yeah, Billy's gonna have some of that for sure.
yeah.
He'll set you up.
And clothes.
What's your luck?
My luck is 54.
He doesn't have any spare gas, unfortunately.
Okay. About clothes, because I've been wearing a hospital gown. Probably had my ass.
Yeah, he's got
out.
some black slacks and black shirts and.
Oh, black, always great for the desert.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's better than exposed skin. So okay.
Yeah, he's even got a pair of old boots.
All right.
That'll more or less fit you.
All right. I thank him. I go, obviously, I don't have a wallet to be able to pay back or anything, but
He just holds up his hand and says, "No. Listen, what? I mean, you gotta bring in a task force or something to take these guys down, right?"
That's the plan. I've got one. I want to check something out before I head out completely. All right. It's a fool's hope, but I'm hoping that maybe I can find my friends. Maybe when I created a distraction, they got out too.
I hope so. John, maybe we should get the hell out of here too. John says, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. And I ask him, I'm like going, if you get out of here, I give him the number to the FBI office and I give him my badge number so they can, verify this, that they did see me.
Well, I'd ask you for a lift, but I think you have too much heat on you already.
Yeah.
He tucks the book up under his arm and he walks out and says, "I'll just go do a few things at the shop, and then Billy, you want to pick me up in 20 minutes? Maybe longer, half an hour." Yeah. So Billy says, "All right, you're gonna go dig your car out."
Yep. Dig it out.
Give me a listen roll.
Okay.
Billy goes back inside. Just kind of mumbles, says, "I wish I knew why those boys just turned around like that and left. It's really bizarre."
Yeah. Yeah, my listen rolls have been crap all game, and it's still bad.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So you don't hear anything until you hear a scream of a man in distress and pain, which I imagine catches your attention.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the car almost fully dug out by this point. You turn and look in the direction, and you can see John Thunder now on the ground. It looks like he's being mugged by a bunch of dirty kids.
Okay.
And they're all over him. You see shreds of what you presume to be cloth flying. You see spraying of blood.
Oh, yeah. If the blood spraying out, yeah. Then, because I was just going to shoot over their heads to get their attention. I probably still would. They still look like children to me.
So you just pull out your gun and start shooting in the
air.
It's the air.
It's a 30-06, so it's just.
Right, rifle. Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of aim and make sure I'm
take a shot.
Yeah, but purposely missing.
Okay, they continue the assault for several seconds.
Yeah, they didn't stop. So I put another bullet in the chamber and go, "Hey, you little shit! What the fuck are you doing?"
And they break and start all running almost in like a formation, like uniform, east.
Well, and
John
that's
is just laying there
Yeah.
motionless.
I'm going to run
His
over.
clothes are all torn. He's bleeding from multiple locations.
I'm going to run over to John and check him out.
He's gasping for air. He's choking on blood. He looks at you. He says, Tehihan.
Tehihan?
Tehihan. The little cannibals. They must be her servants.
What is going on out here? Why are there cannibals everywhere?
The book. They took the book.
Oh shit! He's like, I don't know what's in that book, but that girl risked her life to get it to you. It's got to be important. I'm gonna try and do some quick first aid. Check his ABCs.
Okay.
Breathe.
He's mortally wounded. He's dying.
Okay. I'm going to.
He reaches up a bloody hand, puts it up on your collar, and grips it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to stop her. Oh. His eyes just stare at you blankly as he lets out his death rattle.
Right. Oh, I'm ticked off now. I'm gonna go running back to my car and get it.
Billy's coming running out now. He's got his double-barrel shotgun in his hand. He's like, "What's going on? I heard gunshots."
He's like,
John!
He said, these things, these kids attacked him. He called in a Tehihan. He said they were a cannibal or something. They took his book.
Why?
I got no idea. Nothing about this town's made sense since I've arrived. He's like, I'm going after him. You want to ride? I've got an open seat.
He looks over at your Chevy, and he points at the little garage there beside the church. He says, "We'll take mine."
All right, I like it.
I imagine you're a better shot than me. I'll drive.
Okay, I'll take shotgun.
Goes over, throws open the garage door, and there is a 1965 Cadillac Eldorado convertible.
Oh yeah, born to be
fire
wild,
engine red.
All right. He's like going, this is better than mine.
Fires it up. The engine purrs to life. And you guys head out on the road. And he says, "Where are we going?"
We're headed east. That's where they went. Do we still see them, or did they kind of disappear?
You see their dust cloud, but they're moving very rapidly.
All right. I point out the dust cloud and I go, "That's them. They're moving with an unnatural speed."
He says, "Well, they're not using roads either. That's going to make things a bit more difficult. I sure hope Seth and his boys are all tucked away in church right now. That's all I got to say."
Seth's tucked away in the ground. My buddy took care of him.
Seth and Dr. Brenner?
Oh,
something tells me Abattoir ain't never going to be the same again.
Well, that can only be good from what I've seen.
All right. And so he hammers it and starts driving you out into the backbone.
Okay.
We go back to Dr. Quinn and Chris. So when you guys now leave the kind of serpent nest, if we want to call it that, the giant snake nest, and start making your way back to the last junction where you now need to take the other direction, I presume, or were you planning to?
Right, continue to the right.
Yeah, you can continue deeper. Remaining. Yep. Okay, so you work your way back, and then you go right, and you come up to a junction where now the tunnel is widened up again. You can continue on straight ahead, or you can take this tunnel to the right, which I presume you're going to since it's
Yeah.
on the right. And this one's interesting because this, like, you know, at this point it's kind of like a 60-foot natural cave, and it leads up to an area where you now see a man-made tunnel. It kind of turns into a man-made tunnel after a while. You can see where they basically carved into the wall of this cave. This is a mine shaft.
We've broken into
There's
the mines.
There's a pile of stone debris and various pieces of mining equipment littering the floor just inside the cave. You see several hard hats. There's a pneumatic drill, 2 pickaxes, an ore cart laying on its side.
I'm going to pick up a pickaxe.
Yeah.
We can find our
Pretty
way out
heavy.
now.
You find the skeletal remains of several humans. Judging by the clothing and what remains, they look like they were miners.
Wasn't there an accident?
Uranium. Yeah. Didn't people get lost in the mine or killed in the mine?
What if we're on the other side of the accident? You know what I mean? We might not be able to find our way out.
We might be trapped.
But let's try it anyway, because we might find a way out of here.
Okay. There's got to be more things around here we can make use of too, I would think.
Yeah, anything that looks like a weapon that we could use against giant snakes. And
Well, pickaxe is good.
Yeah.
But they're heavy, but yeah, toss the crowbar and pickaxe and torch.
Okay.
Yeah, any like carbine lamps or anything that miners would use? They just need
What's your luck?
water.
No. I don't think so. I don't think your luck's that high.
All right.
What's your luck? No.
No. You might find a couple of old lanterns or lamps, but they're just busted and, you know, unusable. Actually, if you're looking at the bodies, you'll see that all of these men have multiple broken bones.
Well, they were probably crushed when we got to be careful.
Exactly.
We don't want to.
Exactly.
We don't want to cave in.
Okay.
So you can continue down the mine shaft if you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might as well. Where else are we gonna go? Out.
We might find
Okay.
other supplies in here that we can use.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
Water, even. We haven't had water.
Some uranium.
We could make an atomic bomb and blow everything up.
So you go up a way, and then you come to a point in the tunnel that is blocked by heavy planks.
Like
Seemingly
collapsed
nailed,
stuff?
across the passage, but from the other side. You're guessing because the nails, you don't have nails on
Right.
this side. Yeah.
Is there a way to sort of squeeze our way through?
If only we still had crowbars. Go back and get them.
Oh, I didn't let go of my.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
I'm an idiot.
force your way. You can make your way through.
What's the pick?
Once you get through the other side, spend a little bit of time just kind of removing some planks and making your way through. You can see there on the other side, there's a sign on this blockage. It says restricted area. Unauthorized entry is prohibited per Department of Energy Order 34561. It's fairly obvious now that this is, the runner where that tragedy must have occurred.
But did the bodies look like they were actually crushed by falling material, or were they just bodies sitting out in the open?
They look like they had been probably crushed in a fall, yeah, although, somebody's obviously cleared some of that debris.
But they left the bodies here.
Well, the rocks may have rolled off of them after they
Perhaps.
crushed their bones. It's also possible that they couldn't get to
Give me a
them.
spot hidden roll.
Oh, yeah, I am not keeping my eyes open.
Yeah, it's a 26 out of 45.
So you'll notice that as you're kind of like investigating this deeper, Chris, trying to figure out what happened here, occasionally in the tunnel there's desiccated remains and scattered throughout, and you notice there's the remains of 14 men. But you notice as you're looking at some of these bloodstains, you notice one on the wall that catches your attention, and you realize it's words written in blood on the wall. It says, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here."
Make a note of that. Point it out to Dr. Quinn. Is this a quote or anything that you know of, or is this just...
It just sounds completely true. From what we've seen,
of Abattoir,
this place is fucking hell.
Keep going deep. Keep going into the mines.
Well, now at this point, I suppose we want to go up, right?
Yeah, are we not going... We've reached a mine shaft. We'd like to find our way out, would we not?
Are there any tracks? I mean, like for mine carts.
Or feet.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. There would be, yeah.
Well, we should be able to follow them to the junction and then try to find our way out.
Yeah, you can just start making your way through the shafts and trying to find your way out. Okay, so that will lead you from here.
I would like to find a big, gigantic tractor, get it started, and drive straight towards that fucking compound. Just go right through the middle of it.
Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you just?
And if we could get that pneumatic drill.
Okay. So yeah, and once you come out, you will find yourself... where's the entrance here? Here it is. Description. So you can see, you're in the Wayland mines. It's the only mines you've heard about in this area.
Right.
You can see broken gates. You can see faded radiation warning signs. There's no growing plants, no insects, or any signs of life around here. Occasional bird of prey might fly overhead, but even they seem to be giving you a wide berth. The air is suffused with a harsh acerbic chemical odor that lingers in the back of your throat and irritates your eyes. There are a number of low concrete structures that look like tombs and scattered pipes sticking out of the ground like iron bones. Ground is scarred with deep crisscrossing excavator tracks that decades of wind and rain have been unable to erase.
Is there any sign of electrical lines coming in or telephone lines?
Yeah, phone, telegraph, or telephone, or anything.
So as the wind kind of blows across these openings, one of which you're standing in into the mines, it creates kind of a deep moaning sound. You can't help but think of the lost souls that gave up their lives for this godforsaken place.
Lucky bastards. Their struggles are over.
And see here. There's the office, right? Yes. Okay. Where's the entrance? This is where you are. Boom. Okay. So yeah. So to your looking to your left, you can see there's another entrance right beside the one that you're at, and then just a little bit beyond that is a blackened structure. Looks a little more than a burned out husk, with a metal roof warped and rusted. You do see it has a phone line connected to it.
If we can.
That must be the office.
It's going to be 1,000,000 to 1 chance, but
let's go check
Start
it
walking
out.
towards it. And sure enough, you see a charred sign hanging askew on the front wall that says Wayland Mining Company main office. Looking inside, you see several blackened kerosene cans. Give me a spot hidden check.
06.
Nope.
You find the remains of an open lighter, making it clear that someone burned this place down decades ago.
Somebody wasn't happy the way things went down.
Yeah, phone's trashed.
Shit. Are there any vehicles around?
No.
No.
We could follow the phone line. It's going to lead somewhere.
Probably back to Abattoir. Does it go in that direction, or does it go in a different direction?
Phone line would be a target. That'd be a phone line, yeah.
Might go to Marathon.
Yeah, no. It looks like. Actually, give me intelligence rolls.
Yes, pass. Regular.
You remember seeing some poles leading out this way from Abattoir before, but the lines, well, most of them didn't have lines anymore running between them.
Right.
They're down or something, you don't know. Probably since the mine has been closed, nobody bothered to.
Well, it would make sense that it would all go back to a junction there.
But it'll help us find our way back if we need to.
Christopher, what are we going to do?
Oh, yeah, you want to try to get your approximate ideas to where you are in comparison to Abattoir and
that would help.
the compound. Pull back up my map of the area. I really need to buy one of the handout things that we made of this so I can just rip them all out.
Well, I would assume Abattoir is to our right hand.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, you guys have gone a long, long way. You looking out, yeah, you'd reckon you're probably about 5 miles from Abattoir now. Or about 3.5 maybe from the homestead. 3 to 3.5.
Oh, Homestead's closer.
And you're actually, you can probably figure you're probably a couple of miles from where you've entered those caves, the Serpent Cave. You're southeast of there.
This is the only structure, the only semi-standing structure?
Nope, there is a tool shack further up, which would have once contained some of the more expensive mining equipment. And there is ore processing, which is the largest building on the site, right next to the tool shack. It has concrete walls and a corrugated metal roof that is heavily pitted with rust. Steel sliding doors are closed and secured with a massive padlock. Metal sign above the lock says, "Warning, contaminated area, access prohibited by order of the U.S. Department of Defense." And every few feet along the outer wall of the structure are more bright yellow warning signs that say, "Danger, radiation."
We should go in there. Huh. Well, you know what?
Aside from that,
maybe
then
we should
it's
at
just
least look.
shacks and
We are so
we need a
far out.
rest.
good luck where.
Yeah.
What's the time of day? Sorry.
Oh, it's by
High
this
noon
point
or
in
something?
time. It's no, it's not even high noon yet.
No.
Let's see.
Because we've walked for hours.
Say dawn was at 6. So it's probably about 8, 9, somewhere between 8 and 9 in the morning.
Have we slept? We didn't sleep all night, did we?
Let's find a place here to curl up in one of these buildings and just we're in the mine shaft
go in
somewhere.
the tool shed, but do you want to look in?
Well, look in the tool shed, but don't go in those buildings with the radiation. I mean, we'll
look in the tool shed.
Sure. I'm curious. I keep looking at it, thinking about it, but
the only remaining item in the tool shed that's been cleared out long ago is a wooden box containing 8 dusty mining hats and a broken pickaxe.
Well, safety first. Put on the mining hat.
These mining hats have lights on them.
Carbine lights.
It says fuel, so
okay.
gasoline or lamp oil, whatever.
All right,
But they're
so
on fuel.
Well,
Let's
we
just
found.
let's find some place to rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where? In the office or in
Burnt
the
out office?
The office is all
mines?
burned, right?
Yeah, it's burnt out.
The office is like a tin shack out in the sun. Yeah, that's way too hot. Let's
Yeah,
just
probably in the
back
mines.
into the mine for a bit.
Okay. Cool. Sorry, guys, I need to take a quick bio break.
All right, bio break.
5 minutes later.
Okay. So, Christopher and Dr. Quinn, you guys are going into the mine shaft to try to get some rest where it'd be cooler and sheltered. Yeah.
Correct.
You said there's a second mine shaft, though?
There's 3.
3
There's 3 entrances. Yes.
to the same
There's
mine
multiple
system.
shafts. There's 3 entrances. Yeah.
They probably
Your
all
call.
connect somewhere
There are
inside.
2 over there by the office, and then the third one is up past the ore processing tool shack.
Oh, your choice, Dr. Quinn.
Whichever one looks most secure. I don't know. Probably all look the same.
Probably
So
the one
whichever-
that came in.
Well, that one's got the area that collapsed. So let's go to the next one over.
Okay, fair.
Don't want to sneeze and have the whole thing come down.
Okay.
True.
And how long are you gonna kind of hide out there? It's like 9 o'clock in the morning.
I think we're going to try to sleep. So
Hmm.
that's going to depend on
Okay.
when our
Depending on how long
bodies
you
tell
sleep.
us. Yeah, we
Cool.
could maybe do a.
Give me Constitution rolls.
Okay.
With a penalty die.
With a penalty die. Okay.
Just because you guys have been up for days and.
Both passes.
Nope.
Okay. Christopher failed.
90 and 97. Yep. Done.
Okay. Cool. So Richard, you're in the Cadillac with Billy. He drives you out straight up Hackett Road, right out onto the Red Road, right onto the Highway of Blood.
Okay.
You don't see any other cars out here anymore.
That's good.
You've lost track of the dust cloud from the kids who were running off across the desert because Billy has had to stick to the roads, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he is definitely pushing the speed a bit. So I'll give a roll actually here. See if he maintains control. Yes, he does. Okay, cool. So he drives you out there, go right out past the compound.
Mm-hmm.
The doors are closed on the compound, and you might get a glimpse of somebody standing up in a little, like on the wall, kind of basically by the gatehouse, like a lookout. And they look like they're holding a long rifle in their arm or something, but they don't like aim it at you guys or anything as you drive out here.
Right.
They just seem to be keeping a lookout. Speaking of which, how far exactly? Okay, so you drive out here. Yeah, it brings you within quarter mile of the homestead itself. But yeah, and then you continues out further down Red Road, heading southeast, until it comes to a junction where there's a road that runs off to the left and right. He goes past that to the next junction, basically, which is like a Y.
Okay.
The road, you can go off to the right or go off to the left. Going off to the left, it starts to loop around and kind of head back up north, and that's the direction he goes. And you take that winding road up a couple of miles, and that will bring us here. So this road, Billy will point out to you, is appropriately called Serpent Road.
Mm.
And Serpent Road basically fades out of existence about 100 feet from a steep cliff face. You see several abandoned cars littering the area, some of which dating back to the early 1900s. All of them are heavily weathered and seem to have been burnt out.
Okay.
You can see a 6-foot wide by 12-foot high fissure standing out black against the lighter sandstone around it. And standing to either side of it are 2 crude sandstone obelisks, each a spire of about 3 feet tall, with a dark metal ring embedded in it. So Billy kind of pulls up the car and stops. He says, well, this is the end of the road and, well, about as close as I can get us in a car anyway to the point that John marked on your map.
Yeah. Well,
Look at all these wrecks.
Yeah, something's been going on out here for a while. I mean, people just haven't been dumping their car here.
There must be 50 or more cars here.
Let's go check it out.
The caves? Is that where we're going?
Well, probably eventually, but let's check out the vehicles and those pillars over there. So
He reaches over, opens up the glove box, pulls out a flashlight,
all right. Good.
checks to make sure the batteries still work in it. They do. Says, I got another one in the trunk.
Well, let's bring it. Never hurts.
He's got his double barrel shotgun.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, weapon-wise. We forgot all about that when you were leaving to go, yeah? I guess it wasn't really much time anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got the double barrel shotgun. You each have a flashlight.
Yep.
He gets another flashlight out of the trunk for you. And he pulls out, there's like a whole emergency pack there. You know, it's like a first aid kit, flares, all that stuff, you know? He just grabs that.
Sounds good.
Sends it over his shoulder.
I'll follow my buddy's leads, even though I don't know it. I'll grab the lug wrench.
Yeah.
Never know when you need to bash something.
Well, exactly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a rusty freaking tire iron than no weapon at all in this kind of situation.
That's right.
Okay.
So go approach the cars, and I'm kind of looking for the newest model.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you're going to look at the cars. Yeah, I won't even make you make a roll to notice, and you'll definitely quickly spot the frame of what looks like a 1975 Dodge Charger.
Okay.
Challenger, one of the two.
Right.
I really should freaking get that straight.
I know. It's different. I'll check the glove box, see if there's a registration or anything in there.
Well, it's all burnt out, unfortunately.
Okay.
So there's not. But just looking at it, though, you can pretty much tell this matches the description. It's the Challenger, yeah, not the Charger. Dodge Challenger. Matches the, description of Wallace's car from what you could tell, 1975 Dodge Challenger.
Yep.
You saw the license plate at the last stop.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you now found the rest of the car.
Right.
Looking around inside, like I said, it is pretty burnt out. I don't think you wouldn't find blood stains or anything in a burnt out car, would you? No.
Probably not.
Don't think so. It's just all burnt out.
All right. Pop the trunk. Maybe they stored a body
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, sure. You pop it open. Nope. Let's see. What would you find back there? You might find some. Yeah, you would find some bags though. Some
Okay.
sack, backpack type bags. And they have changes of clothes and stuff in them. Clothes, toothpaste, toothbrush.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm a big man, so I assume none of them are going to fit me. So I kind of dump it out. And besides, we're going into a cave.
You can look through it anyway and see. Yeah, none of it quite fits you. No.
Okay.
Looks like you got 4 packs. One of which was a girl's,
Mm-hmm.
just by the clothing.
Yeah. Okay.
3 men's.
Sounds good. All right. I'll walk off. Notice that the torch is open and it looks like someone messed with the oil recently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, who would have been messing with the oil in this car? and press on.
Okay.
All right.
So you head into the caves.
First, we're going to check out the obelisk, because with that iron ring on it, what I'm thinking is they're strapping people to it. Let's go a quick examination of it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you touch it?
Sure. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of what reason I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
you're checking it out. Like it looks like there was some kind of markings, maybe like writing on the obelisk at one point in time, but it's just faded from time. You know what I mean? It's so worn down.
Right.
They seem really old. As you can reach out, you can almost hear like a hum, like an inaudible hum coming from this thing, and you reach out, touch it, bam! It gives you a shock, knocks you back about a foot.
What the fuck?
Billy looks is like, kind of lifts his shotgun halfway. What the hell?
It's like I'd say static electricity, but I don't know what to think about this place anymore. It's like, well, come on, let's find this bitch.
Give me spot hidden roll.
Okay. No.
No? Okay.
No. Okay.
All right. Into the caves you go. Roll for Billy. Okay, cool. Yep.
All right.
You guys move into the cave. It's pretty dark. As I described the cave to the guys earlier. At this point, It's still pretty narrow. Go in several hundred feet, about maybe 500-600 feet or so, before you come to a junction which goes left and right.
Okay. We'll go left. Always take the left-hand path.
Okay, you go left and walk down a little ways. It goes a couple of hundred feet. It goes about 100 feet, turns hard to the right, and then goes about another 100 feet when it comes to a dead end.
Oh.
You're about to turn around when your eyes catch a glint behind an outcropping of rock. Looking closer, you can see the skeletal remains of a man curled up into a ball. His clothes hang off him in tatters, and he clutches a large leather-bound book.
The clothes, can I tell what decade they would have been from?
Yeah, so you're looking over him. Man, looks like Civil War era, maybe earlier.
Wow. I will very carefully handle the book then if it's over 100. If I'm suspecting it's 100 years old.
It is a moldering Bible, heavily decayed, chewed around the edges. It's in very poor repair.
All right. I'm going to try
His
and just...
bones also show signs of having been gnawed on by small rodent-like teeth.
Yeah, it's not too surprising. See if it's got a family tree or anything in the Bible.
Does not.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go.
Billy says a little prayer.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's been here a while. But this is a dead end.
Give me a listen roll.
No. No, fail.
Hang on a second. Wait for my lag to stop again.
Okay. Yeah, looks like you're back with us.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sorry. How did you do on that listen roll?
Fail.
Okay. So you start to turn back, and then Billy says, wait. Shh, listen, hear that?
No, I don't.
And now you kind of listen closer. Now he shushes you. Now you can hear sounds like footfalls back the way you're headed.
Okay. I tell him to click off his flashlight.
No, he does, yeah.
Okay, click off mine. Let's try and move forward as gently as possible.
Okay. Yeah. So you start to move forward kind of slowly. The footfalls get further and further distant, kind of disappearing off up ahead of you.
Okay.
Yeah, the tunnel seems to widen up and open up quite a bit then, moving further in.
It just sound like one set of footfalls.
No, many.
Many. Okay. All right. It's a good sign. That could be the guys we're looking for. Stole his book. All
Okay,
right.
so you go moving forward.
Yep. Moving forward. And what I'll do is I'll take turn on my flashlight and maybe put like some cloth across it so there's still light coming through, but it's not quite as bright since we know others are in here with
Smart.
us.
So the cavern seems to get wider and wider. Eventually, there's a tunnel leading off to the left, a narrower tunnel, as the widening cavern seems to be curving around to the right.
Okay. We'll check out the narrow tunnel on the left.
Okay,
Stick with our
go walking
left-hand
down
path.
there. So it narrows down quite a bit again, down to like less than 10 feet wide in parts. It kind of sickles around a little bit to the left, so it fades out right, then comes back around to the left. And it ends at a smoothly carved hemisphere. A stalagmite here has been carved into a kind of pedestal, atop which sits a small statue of gray-green stone. The idol is only about 2.5 inches tall and resembles a 6-armed, 2-tailed serpent.
Go well.
It's the first man-made thing you've seen in here.
Yeah, there's some kind of human life in here. I go up to it and
As you approach it, you notice it seems to be radiating a faint heat.
kind of move my hand by it without touching it because you kind of feel if it's going to be burning hot or anything.
No, it doesn't feel burning hot. It's just warmer than the air around it for sure.
Right. I'll pick it up.
Yeah, it's warm to the touch. Holding it, like you'd say, it's probably a little warmer than body temperature.
Twist it around. Find it curious. And
give me a spot hidden roll.
All right. Come on, dice. Oh, 0-6 extreme.
You notice behind the pedestal in that hemispherical wall, a cunningly concealed door carved from wood and coated with limestone to exactly match the wall. It looks like it opens outward.
I go, Billy, look at that. This door. So I'm gonna go. Yeah.
What is that statue of?
Looks
like Godzilla or something.
Yeah. It could be one of those
Wait,
monsters.
Godzilla hadn't been brought to America yet, then had it. Whatever. Who cares?
Sure. He's a purveyor of classic cinema. So yeah.
I suppose it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea. It's like it's warm.
This is all very strange.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? We just gonna find those things and kill them? Take John's book back?
Well, yeah. I mean, to start off with, but I think there's something here in this that's corrupting people to make them act the way they did. Abattoir couldn't have always been this way. I know it might sound crazy, but John was pretty sure of it. There's something wrong, and this statue, it's warm when it shouldn't be. It should be cool. Let's check out this door. Someone tried to hide it.
So the door, once you open it outward, opens onto a 5-foot wide staircase carved into the rock. It descends about 50 feet to an obviously intelligently made tunnel.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll go on in and we'll shut the door behind us. So anything's coming along behind. Of course, I took their statue. But...
Right. Okay. So, how far does it go? Oh my. Yeah, it goes on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet. Perfectly straight line until it reaches a matching set of stairs on the far end, which ascend up to a door.
It's like a shortcut. Go up to it. And I'm going to listen at this.
Shortcut to what? He says.
Yeah. I'm a little bit afraid we're going to pop up in the compound, but we've got it. I know. I'm going to put my ear against the door.
Oh, we haven't walked that far, have we?
Who knows? That your mind will play tricks on you in these places. You have no point of reference. I'm
Okay.
going to listen at the door.
You don't hear anything.
Okay. Open it up.
Okay. It opens up into a massive cavern. This cavern is so large that you can see what look like man-made buildings, structures inside this cavern. The cavern itself, let's see here. Yeah, gazing around, looking around, it's kind of overwhelming. The ground slopes steeply up, to the right. If you look to the right, you can see where the ground starts to slope upward to another like tunnel, which you assume would be maybe the long way here. This cavern is hundreds of feet across with a vast domed ceiling. Hanging in the air near the apex of the chamber is a brilliant crystalline sphere that radiates a greenish radiance, bathing the entire area in a gangrenous light. Unlike so many other caves in the system, you don't see any evidence of stalagmite or stalactite growth. The ground is covered with a dense layer of pulverized sandstone. Paving stones form a kind of road that leads from the doorway to a series of structures spread across the cave's floor. When I say doorway, I mean the path to the right.
Right.
The normal pathway. There's a similar, though, however, yeah, actually there isn't one from where you are because you're standing right in front of one of the buildings, the central building. The structures are unlike any culture you've ever seen or heard of. Tall, narrow architecture, tapers from bottom to top, forming sharp peaks. No visible windows, although doorways seem probable. Several of the buildings appear to have suffered damage at some time in the distant past, though any debris has either been reduced to dust or removed since. The largest structure at the far end, so straight back from, like straight ahead of you as you look forward, appears to have been at least partially carved from the living rock itself. You don't see any movement or any sign of life. It's absolutely silent, to the point where even the sounds of your own footsteps make no echoes in here.
Huh. What in the...
So structures straight in front of you. The structures in the complex seem to jut out from the floor like giant wedges of stone. There's no seams to suggest they were constructed out of individual blocks. The central building extends from the back wall right up to almost right in front of where you are, almost bifurcating the cavern. Two other buildings flank it to the left and right, with the remnants of several smaller ruins in their midst. The ruins are little more than portions of wall and a few obelisk-like pillars. Give me a power check.
Okay. Regular.
You feel very strongly like you're being watched.
Okay. I look around, and I go, Billy, have you ever heard of anything like this?
It's like one of those underground cities you see in the movies or something, yeah?
Yeah, except it's real. I just feel like there's something here that we can't see. It just feels like we're
I've
being watched.
always felt like there was an evil presence around Abattoir. It feels stronger than ever here.
Well, maybe this is what John was talking about. Maybe this is where his friend went.
He just kind of hefts the shotgun and says, "Oh, I'm with you. You lead, I'll follow."
All right. I appreciate that. I'm going to go toward the largest building.
Okay, the one directly in front of you.
Yep.
So let me see here. Okay, double complex. We got that is a building over there on the right. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is the main building. Why is there no letter here? Or is there one that I'm just not seeing? Oh, there is. Okay, 15E. I got it. My eyes are getting bad. Whew. Yeah, so this central building is clearly built for some sort of religious purpose. The wide steps lead to a 5-foot wide triangular doorway that reaches its peak nearly 35 feet up the face of the structure. Inside, it opens to a vast hall with a raised altar at the back. Stairs lead to a dais upon which sits a throne-like seat carved from a single piece of obsidian. A doorway behind the chair opens to presumably another chamber.
Okay. I'll go up to the altar and just put the statue on it.
Okay.
I don't feel like carrying this thing around anymore.
Sit it down.
Yep.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Okay. Go. And is there any type of writing or anything around?
No.
Huh. All right. Go on up to the doorway that you mentioned.
To the doorway. The next room is a cathedral-like hall with 2 rows of tapered pillars. Each pillar is carved with images of a massive serpent being with 6 arms and 2 tails.
Okay.
There is a small side chamber on the left, which on quick examination looks to be a kind of preparation room for priests or priestesses or whoever serves these, well, whatever blasphemous god is worshipped here.
Some kind of insane snake called out here. So but it's almost like they died out or were wiped out. I haven't seen anything.
And Billy says, "Did you hear that?
So, no? What?
I heard a child. Quick, come. He turns, he starts going back the way you guys came.
Kind of jog with him. Take a look at my gun.
He jogs back out of the temple, kind of looks left and right. And then he goes around the right side and towards the building along the back of the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would be the left side if you were facing from the direction you came. But yeah. And he starts walking over there. Now, there is a heavy metal door, actually, on this building.
Okay.
And it's actually open already, though.
All right.
It opens into a great pillared hall. The pillars are tapered and covered with bas-relief carvings of upright serpents with arms and legs, ophidian heads and tails, and wearing ornately decorated robes. These serpent people are depicted performing various rituals and ceremonies. It's quite clear from these depictions that the few humans shown are lowly slaves. The hall extends to the right and left more than 100 feet each direction and at least 80 feet to the far side across. Okay. In here, there are fires. You can see little fires bundled around the this massive room,
Okay.
scattered about the chamber, and they are being tended. You see figures walking around in here. There's light from the fire. Seem like small children tending these fire.
When I see that, I raise my gun and then go, hey, were you out earlier today?
They continue doing whatever it is they're doing, and you get a better look as you kind of get closer, I assume. A
Yep.
little bit, yeah, to get a better look. You notice now that these children are hairless and they're wearing dusty gray robes. Their eyes look to have been sewn shut, and their heads are covered in either red paint or blood. Each
Oh.
of them is carrying a bundle of what look like some kind of fungus that they occasionally toss onto the fires. The smell of the burning fungi is pungent and makes the room feel a little claustrophobic despite its massive size. As you glance up, you see a child suspended about 8 feet off of the floor, steel hooks passing through the fleshy parts of his back, forearms, and calves, attached by chains to the ceiling overhead. The suspended child is wrapped with something like linen bandages that have been painted with blood red symbols, their heads hanging towards the floor. It's clear that this child is breathing. And as you watch, one of the fire tenders picks up a stick with a wad of cloth tied around one end from a nearby bucket. He pushes it up to the face of the boy who hangs from the ceiling, who then begins to greedily drink what he can wring from the wet rag.
Okay. I look around. Is there any like pulley system that I could lower that child down with?
Looking around, yes, you would find one. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go over there because seeing a child hung like that, I don't want that to happen. I'm gonna go down there and try and lower him down.
Okay. The other two children that you've seen, I'll say there's two children in the gray robes walking around. They continue. They don't even seem bothered by your presence. They just continue tossing mushrooms onto these fires.
What if their ears have been gouged out with their eyes sewn shut? They're not reacting to us at all, Billy. So once I get the child that was hanging down, I'm going to go over to him and see if I can get the hooks out of him.
Yeah, you can. You probably want to be a little careful about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything I've seen. Yeah.
He is. He weighs very little, so it's too hard to free him from the hooks. Billy will help you. It's easier with the two of you.
Right.
Yeah, but he is in an extremely bad state. He seems heavily malnourished and dehydrated. He doesn't even really try to speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of gasps a bit.
Yeah. Can I try some first aid on him?
Okay. Give me a roll. You have a first aid kit. You can roll with a bonus die.
Oh, nice. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, first aid 19 is a hard.
Okay, yeah. So you give him some more water.
Yeah.
And kind of check his little. There's not much bleeding from where you removed the hooks. He looks like he's been hanging here for days already.
Yeah. All right.
And he has a moment of what do I call it? Clarity or whatever. He says, "Mom,
it's like,
is that you?"
It's like no, it's I'm a friend.
He tries to kind of like peel his eyes open. You can almost audibly hear the crust breaking as he does so. Who are you?
He's like, I'm FBI. I'm FBI. Who are you?
My name's Jimmy.
Oh shit, Jimmy.
You gotta help my mom. They took my mom. Oh my God, they killed my dad.
It's like,
Trying to protect us.
Well, Jimmy, we're gonna get you out of here.
They fed me weird meat and made me drink what I think is blood. They were dancing and singing, and
Like, going well.
they're like kids, but they're not.
It's like I've seen it. It's like come on, Jimmy, we can discuss this later. I'm gonna pick him up.
Okay.
All right. And
Easy
I'm
to do.
like,
He's light.
yeah, I'm like, Billy, we got to get him out of here. Like, oh no, I was like his mom. I don't say that his mom's gone because I'm not gonna say it in front of him, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, his mom's gone, his dad's gone. My mission's changed. I got to get this kid out of here. So,
What about the rest of that creepy church?
that creepy church. It'll be there when we come back. He's like, this child's all that's left.
All right. Where are we gonna take him? We take him to the sheriff's.
Yeah, take him to the sheriff. Take him to Marathon. Get him some help. Like, we'll be able to get some people motivated to come out here and blow this fucking place up.
All right.
Do this to a child.
Let's do it then.
Okay. All right. And head back out. My goal is now to retrace my steps back to that car. Try and get out of here. Got something to save, hopefully.
As you step back out of this conversion hall is what it's actually called, but out of this hall, back into the kind of big cavernous area with the pulverized sandstone. Give me a spot hidden roll.
Okay. Hard.
You're looking and like okay, granted there was no stalactites or stalagmites in this area, but those rocks weren't there. That rock wasn't there before. That rock wasn't there before.
Like, Billy, we're gonna have to run.
And then the rocks change into more of the small cannibal children. Looks like about 12 of them around the room. They just kind of bare their sharp teeth at you. And the boy screams and like tries to bury himself in your chest. Well, it's a kind of a hoarse scream. He's pretty dehydrated, but yeah, he gasps loudly, buries his head in your chest. Billy raises up the shotgun. And I think we'll leave it there for the next session.
Jeez.
Perfect breaking spot. Our players included Sean Little, Keith Craig, and myself, with Ian Christensen as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The cost of Ball with a Show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good game.